Welcome to the Bourbon Den. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. It's day 22. It's the last matchup before the final.
Grumble, 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 grumble. Today I'm going to introduce these matchups. Here's how this is going to work. Since we're both drinking different things, we are going to go off into our own corners. We are going to taste our whiskeys, write down our tasting notes, and when we're done, we will come back together. We will say our tasting notes for these bottles. We will say which one we chose, and we'll move on. That way, it's not going to be like an hour-long video. We're going to get right to it today. You don't have to sit through all that. We'll do the best we can. The cat is in the way. Come on, get out of there. And let's introduce these bottles really quickly. For Julie, we have Sagamore Spirit Rye, cask strength, 112.2 proof, the lowest proof on the table today. 4 years aged from Sagamore Spirit. It's MGP Juice in that bottle. We bought that for $80. The other bottle on Julie's docket, Booker's Tagalong Batch 2021-02, 127.9 proof, the highest bottle on the table today in terms of proof. 6 years, 5 months aged, and it's a Jim Beam product. We got that for $70 in Indiana. Finally, for me, Four Roses Single Barrel Strength, the Oregon State Pick OBSV from 2020, 118.8 proof, 9.5 years aged from Four Roses, of course. We got it for $80, and that is the longest aged whiskey on the table today. Finally, for me, Heaven's Door Cask Strength Single Barrel. Main Street Liquors in Nashville picked this single barrel, 120.5 proof, 6 years aged. BR Distilling Company produces this. It is MGP Juice in there, $65. So I have the cheapest bottle on the table, the oldest bottle on the table, and Julie has all the proof.
Well done.
Thanks.
That was a lot.
In a mouthful, yeah. I'm exhausted. I'm thirsty now. Thank goodness there's something on the table to drink.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to go ahead and get into our tasting, and we'll come back, say a couple of notes, pick our winners, and then it's on to the finals.
Oh, is someone just going to drink it already? Which I guess I can.
Yeah, do your thing. Oh boy, these both smell great. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, we should cheers, even though we're getting right after it.
Cheers.
Gotta have a cheers out there.
Sure. Cinnamon.
My glass one is interesting. There was notes where I was like, yep, and then notes where I was like, how did it get this far?
You'll have that on a big job. Your glass too smells like a catcher's mitt.
Yours both smell amazing.
They smell really similar too, don't they?
Holy smokes.
I have a winner. One of them is just doing a lot more today. This whiskey smells like a carnival.
Oh no, I think I'm ready. Yeah, I do.
Well, there's not much left there, so it's probably a good thing.
I know. This was tricky for me, but in a different way than I was anticipating.
How so?
I really wanted to be, I'm going to say pragmatic. I don't know if that's the right use of that word. But
I've never heard you say that word before. I don't care if it's right or not. I like it. So yeah.
I really wanted to dive into each glass because I have very different flavor profiles here. And both bottles historically have not been my favorite. I mean, just Booker's in general.
Right.
And the Sagamore Spirit I just didn't like until apparently this thing. So it ended up actually being a little bit easier than I had thought mid-tasting for me. And so I'm going to break it down a little bit for you. So for the nose.
Break it down, Julie.
I know. For the nose, they're both great, but my glass number one won, hands down.
Okay.
And then when I kind of dived into the palate, and I'm kind of going off my notes here.
Sure.
So for my glass one, I wrote down spicy leather, caramel, baking spice, sweetness. It tastes like the Christmas market.
Well, that's nice.
I know, I thought that was kind of nice. For my glass two, and I think this is where I really struggled, is I struggled finding definitive flavors in my glass two. Compared to my glass one, I couldn't really pull those flavors out. I wrote caramel sweetness, leather, nice finish, spicy, and a tad bitter.
Okay.
It was really glass one that stood out. She just showed up and say, you don't need to figure me out, I'm delicious, I'm gonna go forward.
Well, that's great.
I hope so.
I think you did great. What letter do you have there? Let's just say what you've got.
Great. B.
Well, you chose Booker's.
Hey! Man, my final is so bougie.
Yeah, $70 versus $130. You're doing okay.
I'm doing all right.
Well, I also have a decision made here.
Wait, can I just say, I'm gonna give another props out to the Sagamore Spirit. Don't know how she got it this far, but up until this last round, she really was the dark horse of the competition for me.
Sure.
And, that Booker's is pretty fantastic.
Yes, both of those bottles, big surprises. The Booker's less of a surprise, but that's Sagamore. What the heck is going on?
And
I think I just changed my mind.
Oh no, was it my stellar tasting notes that had you changing your mind?
Well, it was the fact that I was continuing to drink these down while you were talking.
I am
talked
pretty
for a while,
I am
and so I had a lot of time to sip on them. I think I changed my mind. I did.
Oh no!
This is a really even matchup with huge flavors on both sides. Glass 1, I gave it to the nose, and Glass 2 pretty much gave it everything else.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
Glass 1 was leather, honey was the sweetness, a nice oak there. There was a cinnamon spice, and then a little bit of bitter oak on the finish. I think it's perfectly balanced. Actually, I really like this glass. Glass 2 was more like crystallized sugar, and there was some red fruit on each of them. Creamy vanilla frosting is what I was getting on Glass 2 here. There was a really dry oak that was coming across on Glass 2, and the mouthfeel of both of them was great, but Glass 2's mouthfeel was just a little richer, and the finish lasted a little bit longer. I waffled on these a bunch of times. This is a matchup that if I returned to it 5 times in the next 5 days, it would be 2.
Flip-flops?
Yeah, it would be 3-2. These bottles are both so good.
So
This is
early
really
on,
tricky.
early on, were you thinking Glass 1?
I was actually leaning Glass 2.
Oh!
Then I went Glass 1,
Oh, okay.
and now I'm back to Glass 2.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. There's just a tiny bit pushing Glass 2 ahead for me. That's the one that I'm going with.
I'm happy.
Really? Do you know what this is?
No. Sorry, should I not
I've
say
chosen
that?
Glass A.
You have
What is it?
4 Roses.
Wow. Well, I'm actually a little surprised
Wow,
by it. I
I'm
didn't get the
actually-
bitter oak on that bottle that I expected. That is wild. So 4 Roses into the final for me?
Wow! This is.
Who knew? That bottle is...
And you're not
the
even a-
reason that bottle's in this tournament is because I didn't like it.
I was gonna say, you're not even a 4 Roses fan.
That is insane.
That's so funny because you always just get the 4 Roses because I'm a 4 Roses fan. I didn't have her in. You did. Now she goes to the final. You're a Booker's fan. This is the Body Snatcher tournament.
Something weird is happening here. The finals are set. You've got Booker's versus Cal Farm 15. I've got 4 Roses versus Smoke Wagon. So all 4 finals bottles are bourbons. Totally different matchups for you and for me tomorrow. It happens tomorrow. I can't wait. 23 straight days of drinking finally coming to an end. And then on day 24, we're just going to drink eggnog and whiskey. I'm sure that'll be so much better. Wow.
We'll see.
This has been fantastic.
Wow, are you surprised?
I'm shocked.
I feel shocked too.
The final is tomorrow, and you don't want to miss it. By the way, we hope that your bracket is intact.
I don't know.
Some of them might be. I have no idea. Either way,
I'm shocked by my decision.
I
so.
can't believe it. I honestly had no idea which was which for the second straight day.
Yeah.
I love that the deeper we get into this, the more high quality stuff is showing up, and it's harder and harder to tell what you're drinking and to make a decision. Well, I'm thrilled. Join us tomorrow, and join us on Instagram at The Bourbon Van. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/thebourbonvan for as
Give
little as
us a
$3
like.
a month. Give us a like, give us a subscribe.
Do all the
Join-
things.
All the things, yeah. Social media, all right, from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
That one was empty. I need the other one.
Finals!
Woohoo!